But the strategy itself is easy. You know, you guys, everyone here has a fairly good foundation of what the strategy is now, right? Yeah? The strategy itself is easy. The devil is in the details, as I said. And so questions like, what strikes do you do? What stocks do you do it on? When do you do it? How much do you pay for them? What premiums are you expected to get? How long do you do it for? All of those things are what's difficult for new investors. Because people are understanding the strategy, but they just didn't know what stocks to do it on, when and why. And they'd ask us, can we copy what you do? Why don't you tell us what you do and we'll copy it? And that's what the Trading Diary started. The Trading Diary started with a little website which was basically me posting my trades. Because I've been doing it for a long time, we're making lots of money, so people just wanted to copy what we do, so we started the Trading Diary. Since then it's obviously grown, there's a lot more resources, but at its heart it's the same thing. It's pretty much the trades that we do at Planet Wealth, we share them with our members through the Trading Diary. So what you get in the Trading Diary, first of all, is an ebook series, which is not just the series on this strategy, but also the other 6 strategies, all 6 strategies we talked about before, so you get them all together. And this particular one shows you everything we need to know about all the 4 spread trades we do. Okay, so all those 4 trades that we talked about, the 4 different spread trades, we teach about all 4 of them in the ebook. And we get upgrades for life. So that basically gives you the education so that you know everything you need to do in this strategy. You know what happens when the share price goes down. You know what happens when the share price goes in between the 2 strikes. You can do all of that, work that out yourself, manually yourself. So you understand the strategy fully. Then what we do is we have our real life trades. Okay, and this is the key to the Trading Diary. These are the trades that we place with our money. Okay, I want you to get this, to understand this, because this is not a recommendation service. We don't make recommendations. I don't give advice. We're licensed to do it, but we don't. All we do is we share the trades that we do. So every single trade I do has got my money on it. Okay? So when I do a trade, I have no intention of losing money. So if you know that when you see those trades and you want to copy the same trades, you know that you're getting the same trades that I'm getting with my money. We have a very comprehensive selection process which goes through 3 things. Each trade goes through 3 steps. Technical analysis. You've learned a fair bit about technical analysis this weekend. You all understand, you've seen these sorts of charts and graphs with lines all over them? Yep. So basically the idea here is that we have, I don't do this myself. I'm not a technical analyst. Okay, I'm happy to admit that. We have professional traders who do the technical analysis of all the market. And what they do is they're looking for, past patterns, past pricing, and indicators to indicate future performance. And they'll say to me, okay, Andrew, we think BHP is going to go up, or we think Westpac is going to go down, or whatever it may be. So they have key triggers of a buy or a sell on certain stocks. Then what we do then, I get involved with the fundamental analysis. So what that means is that we basically look at the financial statements, the health of the company, the earnings, the cash flow, all that sort of stuff, so that we know that the company is in a strong position, and we then put a valuation on it. So if we value the stock at, say, $20 and it's currently $15, then we think it's cheap. It might go up. If we think it's $25 and we think it's worth 20, then we think it's going to go down. So if my analysis, the fundamental analysis, agrees with the technical analysis, then there can be a trade. But only if they both agree in the same direction. Okay, so we need both the technical and fundamental to agree, and then we'll look at a trade. But that means that we're passing on more trades than we're taking, because that doesn't happen that often. If anyone tells you there are 20 or 30 trades, I've signed up to newsletters where I get trade notifications of 20 or 30 trades a month. And there is not a chance in hell there are 20 or 30 good trades every month on the market. Okay, it just doesn't happen. As I said, we do between 2 and 4 on average. So a lot of research goes into finding the best trades. We want to stack the odds in our favour as much as we can. We don't just take random trades. It's only if they're a perfect setup that we're going to take those trades. Once that happens, then we do our spread analysis. And that's what we talk about, looking at the different options, working out which option spreads are paying the most, whether it's a 50-cent spread or a $1 spread or a $2 spread, whatever it may be. Look at the returns, the risk, the payoffs, all those sorts of things on the actual spreads. And then we can execute a trade. Okay, so fairly comprehensive analysis on every single trade we do, and then we notify you guys of that trade by email, by SMS, so you get it on your phone. So if you're retired and you're out playing golf, or you're down the pub or down the beach, or wherever you are, you can see that trade and you can place that trade yourself. And then we also prepare a video on the website which gives you all the information on why we chose the trade. Okay, so you can see all that. So not only are you getting the actual trades themselves, but you're getting the education as to why we did them. You get 24/7 online support, so you get direct access to me and our other traders and all the other members as well. So if you've got any questions, you've got full support there to ask questions on any particular trades or whatever it may be. You also get access to brokers who are experienced with this strategy, because there's some great brokers here at 21st Century Academy, but there's very few brokers who know and understand how we do the strategy. So having a good broker is like having your best friend while your money's in the market. Okay, so it's very important to have a good broker. And most importantly, well, not most importantly, but something our members have really loved since we've introduced it, is a service called Auto Trader. Auto Trader basically is provided by one broker, and what it does is it lets you copy our trades automatically. So whenever I do a trade, that can get copied onto your account. So imagine if, to give you an idea of the way it works, is that you basically instruct the broker. It's got nothing to do with us. You don't give us any money. You open an account with the broker. You then instruct the broker to copy our trades. Because what was happening was I placed a trade with my broker, I put it on the website, and then the broker would get 300 phone calls 5 minutes later saying, I want to do this trade. And obviously it's a lot of work and no one could get on. So what happened was that they thought, okay, why can't we streamline this? And if people want to copy your trades, let's just put in a system where they can automatically copy them. So what happens is that when I do a trade, I've got, let's say, a $2,000 slice of pie. You've got a $2,000 slice of pie, you've got a $3,000 slice of pie, you've got a $5,000 slice of pie, and you've got a $1,000 slice of pie. The broker puts all of them together and does one big trade. So he gets the best price he can because he's trading in bulk, direct with the market maker, and then everyone gets their amount back. Okay, so you've got your $2,000 risk, that goes to you. So basically you get exactly the same trade as I've done. The actual same trade. It's all done in one big trade. So when I post on the diary, that trade has already been done on your account. You get the same trade, exactly the same, with the same price. Which is important because, and there's been a few things in Australian history over the years where people have taken advantage of this. And what happens, let's say you get a recommendation from a newsletter service or a broker or someone, and they tell you to buy an option, buy BHP options. What happens when 500 people go and try and buy that option? It goes through the roof. So what they've done is they've given you a recommendation to do something, all their members have gone and done it, and they've claimed that so it's gone up 10%, let's say. So they've now claimed, oh, we've made 10%. But they haven't made a damn thing. It's not even a real trade. All their members have paid much more than what they should have because they're setting the price up. And then when the newsletter service says sell, they sell and they sell it up here, and they've made 10 or 20%. And they say, oh, look at our great returns. The reality is they haven't made anything because it's not a real trade. And all the people who are in there have bought at a high price. And what happens when everyone sells? Comes straight back down, and they all sell it for a lower price. So while they've in theory made money on their website or on their brochures, and that looks really nice, the reality is that all their members haven't, because we're pushing trades up and down by requesting them. So what we do is with Auto Trader, we don't have that problem. We place a trade, you get the same trade at the same time at the same price, guaranteed. Okay, so it means that you can copy our trades. Set up your money pie first. You can copy our trades without even having to ring your broker. Okay, so you can go and have a great life, do whatever you want, and just copy what we do automatically. And of course, you can pull out of that anytime you like. But the best thing is, Auto Trader is completely free. So if you want to be an Auto Trader and copy our trades straight away, it's free of charge. No extra cost. I mean, you pay brokerage like you do with every trade, whether you're with the Auto Trader or not, but the actual Auto Trader is no extra cost. So when I was saying before, how about you can start trading within days, start making money within days, you can. You can start making money virtually immediately because you don't have to spend the next few months learning all this stuff. You can earn money while you're learning with Auto Trader. So let's talk about results. The question was asked before about win-loss ratios. Okay, it's all about results. So these results I'm going to show you now, we started collating results back in early 2005. As I said, I've been doing this for almost just over a decade now, but wasn't keeping results way back then. So when we first started, we started Planet Wealth and started keeping results as of February 2005. So every single one of these trades have been posted on the website. So members have been able to take these trades. The average risk in the market at any one time has been $15,370 over that time period. So that means we've done a certain amount of trades, and the average risk in the market at any one time is 15 grand. Our trading profit over that time has been $509,000, with our average risk in the market at 15 grand. and our win-loss ratio currently sits at 79%. So with that comprehensive analysis, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and then choosing the right trades, choosing the right spreads, we've managed to achieve 79%. You'll see that little disclaimer down the bottom there that obviously past results, there's no guarantee we're going to continue to do that, but we've done that for the last decade. I'm hoping we can certainly do it for the next decade. And remember, this has been, how tough's the market been in the last few years? You know, this has been one of the worst markets in the history of the world, and we've still had these sort of returns. So people who have been members from the scratch, have been copying our trades, this is the results they've got. These are real trades. All right, so we're obviously quite proud of that. We think that that's a good result over a relatively tough period of the market, and we stand by what we do actually works, and by putting our own money in there. And these are this is on our portfolio. Okay, so the one thing, I've got a couple of minutes left. I just want to, might take another question or two, but one thing I want to do is just quickly cover, I talked to you before about how we believe that you can use this strategy and use other strategies as well. Okay, which is, as I say, for the cost level, we don't want to wipe people out, we want to make sure they've got the capital. So even if you have committed to something else, you can still do this strategy as well. Let's say we do it, so whether you've done something like maybe renting shares or something like that, which we do renting shares, a lot of our members do renting shares and option spreads, whether you're doing property investments. The thing with property, it's obviously going to take a long time to get started. It can take a long lead-in time. You've got settlement periods, you've got contracts that can take a long time to get set up. So what are you doing with your money in the meantime? You can start earning money virtually straight away with a very low entry price and start getting money from your capital virtually immediately. And if you do that, we showed our money pie previously. That money pie was for, obviously, this strategy. Let's say you've got a bigger pie, you've got more money and you want to put it into a couple of strategies. How do you work out what you do? You then basically do the same sort of thing. You might cut up your money pie. You wouldn't do it into 16 pieces, but let's say you might do some of your money into renting shares. You might do some of your money into option spreads. You might do some of your money into something like Daniel Kirsch's with CFDs, and you might do some of your money into some property. So with each, you've set up another money pie, and you work out, okay, I'm going to take this amount of money, and I'm going to put that into my option spreads, and I'm going to work out my money pie based on that. So you can do this and other strategies at the same time, and this will either fund those other strategies, or it can actually insure you against them as well. Okay, so don't think just because you've made a commitment to something else, that's fine. I know it's late in the Monday and a lot of great strategies here. Be aware that you can do option spreads, and we recommend doing that as well as other strategies as well, because that's exactly what we do. Okay, so it is very complementary to other strategies, is probably the point I'm trying to make there. All right, we had a couple of questions to go. I've got a couple of minutes. I'll just take a couple of quick questions before we finish up. Young man over here, who was first? How you doing?
Okay, all I just wanted to know, so you sell insurance in 1950 and then you bought insurance, I think it was 1850?
Yep.
So my only question is, how do you know how far down to go when you're buying the insurance?
Yep. So that was what we talked about before, about how we analyse the options. And that's the third part of the selection process. So first we do technical analysis, then we do fundamental analysis, then we choose what options are best. Okay, so what we do is we'll analyse all those option chains. Okay, so there's different prices. We could do 1850, 19, 1950, 20, 1750. There's every 50 cents we can do options. Why did we choose those ones? Because that one gave us the best return at the time. So the 1850 was better than doing twice as many as the 19 with a 50-cent spread. So basically we go through and work out the best return for the option series at the time of the trade. Okay, so there's no set answer. It's a matter of which one gives us the best results. And that takes a lot of time to work out which gives the best results. So because there's hundreds of different choices we can make, different combinations. All right, so it's not a simple thing, but it's basically a bit of a time-consuming thing to work out all the returns from each of the options strains that are there. And that's why, again, with something like Auto Trader, you have to worry about that because we do that sort of on our account. So if you copy it, you get the same thing done on yours. Okay. All right, too easy. I think we're okay. So look, what we do is we basically, I suppose, what I just want to just finish with is that I want you guys to understand that what we do is basically, we do this ourselves, is the key thing I'm trying to say, that we invest this money. This is what has funded my lifestyle, enabled us to retire. We continue to do it ever since then, and I will use this strategy for the rest of my life. Okay, it's a great strategy for generating income, well-managed risks, great returns, and we do it ourselves. So what we basically give them the opportunity to come along with us, I suppose, for the ride, and you can do that. You can do as much of it yourself as you want. If you want to do it all yourself, that's fine. Or you can come along with us and use the trading diary and Auto Trader, where you can copy our trades so that it's not taking you any time at all. So you don't even have to ring your broker or do anything in order to get the same trades in your account. So you're just getting the results without the work involved. And of course, as you learn, the best way to learn is to have your money in the market. So when you're in Auto Trader and you're making money, the best way to learn is seeing the trades being done on your account, so that you can then, you can see the money coming along and you'll start earning yourself. You'll start learning all that thing. You can start making money while you're learning, is the point. So one more question. I'll take.
Is there a minimum investment for this?
The question was, is there a minimum investment? There is. It's a good question, because basically, the smaller your money pie is, the more percentage of your money pie you need to use in each trade, okay? Because obviously you've got to pay brokerage, okay? So brokerage is a cost. You want to make sure you're getting enough return after brokerage to make it worthwhile. So there's no minimum investment. If you got, let's say you had $10,000 instead of $32,000. If you had $10,000, you probably wouldn't do 16 slices of pie if you had 10 grand, because each slice of pie is only going to be 160 bucks. No, that wasn't right. So you might do, if you've got 10 slices of pie, you might do something like six slices of pie, all of, what's that, about, let's say, just under 1,500. Whoops. Or just over 1,500. So you just work out, depending on your size, if you've got, obviously you're going to have less slices of pie or smaller slices of pie. But what we say is you want to make sure that you have around about $1,000 is about the minimum trade size, so that you're getting enough money after brokerage. That's basically the point. So as long as you're getting, so you can do it with $5,000 and have 5 slices of pie at $1,000 each, and that will happily give you a good return, while still, it's not as low risk as 16 slices of pie, but it's still it's still a very good return with well managed risk. Okay, I'm out of time. I will take your question.
Do you recommend any particular broker?
Do we recommend a broker? We certainly do. There is only one broker that that uses Auto Trader, so that's the broker that we recommend. Great service. They're only available through us to members. Okay, so if you do sign up to members, then you will get that information straight away. So you get an email which details you how to sign up with the broker, how to sign up with Auto Trader, so you can get up and running virtually straight away. Okay, so we only tell that to members. So once you become a member, then we'll let you know who that is. So we've got the forms here very quickly. Just the name and details. I'll be at the back of the room now. Where am I going? Over there. I'll be over there. Come up and ask me any questions, and I'll stick around. I think is it lunch now. So I'll be around at the back all through lunch. So if you've got any questions, come up and ask me. But we'd love to have you as members of Planet Wealth, and thank you very much for your time today. Cheers, guys.